Hey guys, welcome back to Mike Griffith Garage. So what I am going to do today is I'm going to work on my Wanderlodge motorhome. Really struggling with power, especially going up hills. It just really wants to lay over. Not getting a lot of boost, about 10 pounds. This little guy right here, but that is for the, that's the rev limiter, which I mistakenly thought was for the fuel. So I do need to set that. I did think it was the AFC for the injection pump, which is this diaphragm here, which this is an adjustment which I did a video on. But anyhow, you can adjust that and to do for the pre-boost. So what that does for the pre-boost is down here, you can see down in the hole. Damn this light. Ah! Okay, if you see down in the hole there like that, this little doodaddy pushes down. So what you can do is you can adjust that all the way down to just hold that thing open, or you can let it do what it's supposed to do, which is when you give it throttle, it waits for the boost to develop to push the diaphragm down, which then in turn pushes this down, which turns that pushes that down inside the intake. Now a lot of times this AFC solenoid or diaphragm, a lot of times these boots go bad. It's a really common problem. Fortunately, that's not the problem with this one. The boot's fine, so we took it off of there for nothing.
I mean, I can clearly see what would cause it to fucking tear too. This flat metal plate, you can see the ring in there where it holds it down.
Yeah.
And you got a spring on a spring.
So you have the spring on that side, and there's a spring inside of there, so they're pushing against each other.
And that's what creates the seal on this.
Yep.
You put the two halves of the housing together. There's a cover that goes on here, and when you tighten down that T-nut, all you're doing is tightening this down and pushing that rod all the way down.
Yep.
As you back this off, it requires more boost to overcome this spring and push it down.
Yep.
Which boost comes from the manifold through this line to the top side of this diaphragm.
Yep.
And pushes that spring down.
And this line goes to this line goes right there to that nipple fitting. Boy, that light's just being a pain in the ass. All right. So it goes to this nipple fitting right here is where it goes. So anyhow, so now that we figured all this out, we're going to go ahead and put it all back together. Okay, so I got that cover off. And as you can see, the bolt, if this thing would stay there, that'd be awesome. So this bolt right here is the rev limiter, and then this bolt right here with the lock nut, it's just like adjusting a valve. Anyhow, you loosen the jam nut, and out is more fuel and in is less fuel. So from what the research that we've read, it says just to turn this out as far as you can, as long as you don't mind black smoke out the tailpipe. I really don't care, to be honest with you, because I want this thing to haul ass, and frankly, it doesn't haul ass. So I'm going to turn this thing out as far as I can, and then we'll see we'll see how it runs. And then once I get it running, I'll adjust the rev limiter so that way it doesn't over rev the motor. And then lastly, we will adjust the AFC once we get her all back together again, and that way I can get that all squared away. And then we can go beat on this thing and see if it actually does what it's supposed to. Ideally, I'd like to get 15 pounds of boost out of this thing. I've only been able to get 10. Adjusting that
Maybe 11.
got me up to, it sniffs 11 a little bit on very rare occasions. Okay, as you can see, we got it all back together again. Got to fix the AFC real quick. One of the bolts to the for the top where the 6-shooter is was stripped out, so Actually, Nick's taking care of that right now. And we're going to throw this thing back together, and probably, well, I'm hoping that I can drive this thing tomorrow and give you guys the results on how it's doing. Got her running. There's definitely a lot more fuel coming off the tailpipe right now, even though it's cold. We'll take her for a drive here shortly. Check it out, it's the GTR of motorhomes. Let's get on the freeway here. Look at that 15 pounds of boost. Hell yeah. All day long. Man, this thing flies. Holy shit. Look at that boost at low RPMs. Holy shit the bed. All right, well, as you can see, the bus runs fantastic. We did take it, my buddy Gene and I took it up a couple very large hills, or pretty large hills anyway, and it did fantastic. Went up both of them just like it's supposed to. Appreciate you watching my video as always, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you have a chance.